The rebound, no.
Cleared out Argentina, we mentioned the attacking formation. They made the substitutions. It could come back to bite them. Saudi Arabia finding a couple of chances straight off that. The match
yeah, that was pretty close. Romero the last time deflecting that potential goal for Saudi. Still game on.
It's opening up now. It's really opening up now.
Yep.
You can see both sides going for the win.
Full stamina. The attack is another story. In eFootball, it's so important to use those 5 substitutions to give an impact into the game.
Fresh legs on the pitch.
Totally.
Crucial 25 minutes to go here. Who's going to be able to get the first goal? Saudi Arabia pushing forward. Passed into the box. Can he find one more? He's getting pressure. You can see 3 Argentinian defenders around Otamendi. Just going to go for the clear, take the safe off. He's actually almost found a pass down the line, but Saudi Arabia get the ball back.
It's not that the role of Otamendi with those long balls, so we'll see. Now it's after substitution, has lost the control. Argentina so far of the game, and it's now Saudi Arabia getting closer to the box of
Look at the heart rate as well. We're getting up to 140. Argentina 130, 111. I love that extra feature because it just gives you an indication of the pressure of the stakes on the line when you can see the heart rate absolutely pumping for both sides. Especially
is different. Now there is more calm player, but we see, for example, in Spain, Palma is really relaxed, but then the rates are completely different. But it depends on the person. That doesn't mean they are not focused. That doesn't mean they are not out of the game. So, but it's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, but it's certainly person to person, but you can still see those spikes. I love the fantastic graphs we witnessed after the game. It does look like Morocco might have just got their second goal against Costa Rica.
It's crazy. Like they were almost going to lose the first game. They draw in the last moment, and now really close to get 4 points in 2 games played.
I'm going to take a quick look at that goal as well with the replay. You can see Morocco pushing forward.
Nice.
Off the corner. Just a nice little pass back. Oh, that's fantastic. Opens it up with the extra pass. Doesn't go the shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, take some notes for those plays when you play at home online, because that set piece from Morocco was a piece of art. And we keep going. 20 minutes left. No goals so far.
And it's been all Saudi Arabia in this second half as well. We've seen a couple of chances from Argentina, but since this game's opened up, it seems like it is suiting Saudi Arabia, where we know just how good this attack, the quality of the attack of Argentina, how quickly it can open up. See, down the wing now, pressured. Saudi happy with that one?
Yeah, at the end, it's like these are completely different situations, the core walk, you need to have that chemistry to make any of your action really automatic, like robotic to your teammate. If you get that, it's an advantage in front of your opponent. We haven't seen those movements between Saudi and Argentina. They're like, surviving every single action, every single pass to try to protect the ball, doing something extra. But we'll see. Critical action, long throw, looking for Lautaro. But look, the manual goalkeeper, ready. It's like, if you go to Lautaro, I will be there.
He's covering him, man marking with the keeper. Bold strategy, but it's still possession for Argentina. But the chance, he's got to take it.
Oh! What a banger from Argentina. No one was expecting. And he's Guido Rodriguez. Wow.
Rodriguez, first time outside the box. Slams it, bottom corner. Argentina, 15 minutes left here. Might be able to pinch the 3 points.
Definitely. I mean, it wasn't a perfect play, but, that pass back. They were struggling with those turns. That pass wasn't accurate, but look at that banger from Argentina, from Guido Fernandez. That will put Argentina in the last 15 minutes in the perfect spot to win the game.
Just an absolute low bullet, a missile into that bottom corner. Argentina, can see the emotion from the players in the player cams down the bottom as well. As it looks like the heart rates are elevated, they're just dropping a touch, and we're getting some more substitutions coming through now.
Yeah, we see clearly the identify of Saudi Arabia. Change, new DMF, switching from long back counter to quick counter, but it's like 15 minutes late. I need to go for it. I cannot expect to be waiting a secondary chance. I need to go for it. Now look at Argentina, full defensive. It's like, you know what? I don't want to play anymore. So now come to my side, and I will do my best for defend any single action.
You just see how far back this Argentinian lineup pushing their defense. It is all or nothing now for Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and I bet Argentina will have only two buttons now. Square to clear the ball and run. That's it.
They just need to hold on 15 minutes. There's still a bit of time, though.
It's still enough time, yeah.
Still enough time.
But you know that when you have the feelings to be comfortable into the game, right now Saudi is on that point. Let's see, an action could give them that, that confidence for the last part of the game.
See if we can see some late heroics from Saudi Arabia. They've got a great chance.
The positioning of Argentina was horrible.
Considering their formation as well, they just fell apart there on the midfield line. So they do get possession back. Saudi Arabia throws the lob through ball. There could be a chance.
Keep it
the equalizer.
You go to defense too early. Wonderful ball. And it's Emiliano Martinez going for I don't know where. Missing his positioning. 1-1, ladies and gentlemen.
What a through ball as well. They found the opening. Got them on the counter-attack, Saudi Arabia. You can see Argentina, they flooded the back line, they flooded the defense, but it didn't matter. Because Saudi Arabia, there's still time as well. They could push for the win.
Definitely, look at that.
Great
Argentina hasn't get any single ball since they moved back with the 5 defenders formation. And, well, it's a bit unlucky. You are not expecting to go keep it going that bad, but the pass was clean. That football, wow.
Keeper just went a bit wide there. They brought the keeper out thinking he could get the interception.
And now Argentina needs to pause again, move forward his formation because
change it all back.
They need to win 100%.
Well, the pressure is back on Argentina. A crucial goal there. Crucial equalizer for Saudi Arabia. And you can see, just as you said, Alex, we are getting Argentina moving right back up the pitch.
I mean, the good thing, they're still having an okay team to keep having the same formation. But sometimes when you make this substitution too early, you maybe adapt your formation just to go full defense. Now you need to attack as well, and you have no those players to make it possible. But still okay, really open game. The first one for Saudi, the second one for Argentina. And let's see. We've seen more in the last 5 minutes or 10 than the whole rest of the game. It's crazy.
It has been an action-packed second half here. Round number 2 of Group B. Again, a few other games going on as well. Just make sure you check those out. FIFA.gg. 1-1 still. 8 minutes left. Let's see if Saudi Arabia, they're on attack again. There's another pass through. They can get a shot.
Oh, the rebound. Oh.
And there's the instant clear from Argentina, but they're under pressure. They're under the pump.
We'll see. I think both sides has forgot a little bit how to defend. They are just focusing the attack. We'll see. It's now Lautaro in the left-hand side trying to get closer into the box. Facing, challenging 2 defenders at the same time. Lautaro trying to turn. Was Lautaro?
It's going to be a free kick as well.
Offside from Alejandro Garnacho.
That hurts Argentina.
A bit unlucky for sure, yeah.
Didn't see that one coming, but
can we expect CJ 2-3 more action? Saudi play on red, and Argentina keep playing on blue. So, yeah. Maybe for Argentina, it's not that bad a draw.
Be a great start. Perhaps if Saudi can just pick up 1 point. This is their first game. Argentina second, but they've got a nice interception. Saudi Arabia pushing forward.
Missed the tackle.
Play the advantage.
If he wins the header, it's winning the header. It's Saudi with a pass in. Another pass. The rebound is in. We'll see. Is
Keeper's down. It's open.
No! What a horrible shot!
Just needed to find someone in the box for Saudi Arabia, but Argentina, did they get the last chance?
No. Hectic pace now into the game. The last moment of this game too. It's now the chance. Offside. Whoa.
Both nations going for broke here. Both want to take the win. It's end-to-end football at the moment.
It was an open goal, CJ. He just need to control and show. But, he saw the goal so easy, and he shot the first time shot, and he's like, oh.
He just was off balance. He had to take the touch.
Unlucky for Saudi that they were pretty close to turn over the score.
5 minutes of stoppage time here. As you can see, the heart rate's 140 for both nations. Perhaps one last chance for Saudi Arabia with the throw-in. Perhaps a long throw could be coming in as well.
Definitely they will. We'll see. Maybe they can fake and get Shaw, as everybody is expecting the long one. But yeah, especially Argentina defenders really, really good.
They're just trying to bring that defensive line back.
Probably the last action into the game. He is in the counter. No more.
Here we go. It's a long throw. Saudi, the header intercepted. Otamendi again. Rodriguez.
Oh, he missed the ball.
The Saudi win the ball back. Maybe one last chance. Some late heroics, no cleared. That might be the last chance of the game here. Brought in. 5 minutes, 95, and there it is. It is going to be another draw in Group B. Saudi Arabia, pinch your point. Argentina got that first goal. They brought everyone back.
I think completely deserved score from both sides. No, they were not looking for do that much, just trying to be safe, trying to approach his chances. But when you are not pushing that much, the chances doesn't come easily. Once we saw the first goal, everything changed. More drama, more pressing, more mistakes as well. And it is not great score. I think overall for Saudi for being the first game, and it's Argentina maybe. Not that happy.
We did mention, the late lineup changes with their roster. We'll have to wait and see if they do make any substitutions to their starting lineup. Argentina, Saudi Arabia, able to take their first points in their first match here at the FIFA World Cup. Group B, it's close at the moment.
Yeah, really, really close. We see Brazil, obviously really solid, and no surprise on that side. And then. Morocco, impressive comeback, from game 1 with 4 points, Turkey 4 points, and then the rest, Argentina with 2 draws in a row. It's not that in a bad spot, but you need wins. CJ, It's like a big three. Those 3 points is really necessary.
And we do have Milos ready for an interview now down on the stage.
Yes, indeed we are. Saudi Arabia draw it 1-1 against Argentina. I'm here with Goat Iniesta himself. Now, a close game between you and Argentina. How does it feel to start off with a draw against a team like Argentina on the other side? الأول جد شكرا لك لتكون معنا بالمقابلة. تعادل بينكم وبين الأرجنتين، كيف حاسس حالك بعد هالماتش هيدا؟ لأنه الأرجنتين عطوا من قلبهم بالماتش.
والله الحمد لله ودنا بالفوز و3 نقاط، بس الحمد لله نقطة أفضل من لا شيء.
I really wanted to take all 3 points, but you know what? A draw is a draw. We still get a point out of it. We're feeling good about it. But you still have to continue on. Of course, this is your first matchup of today. How are you feeling for the rest of it? Do you think you still need time to warm up as the day goes on? أكيد هلا أول ماتش لكم بالنهار، هسه عندكم ماتشات من بعدها. هلا حاسس إنه قدرتوا تحموا حالكم ولا هسه بدك شوي بينك أنت وزميلك كمان لا تتحملوا للنهار؟
والله يبغانا وقت بصراحة. قابلنا منتخب قوي، الحمد لله تعادلنا ودنا بالفوز، لكن المباراة الجاية بإذن الله كلها فايزين فيها بإذن الله.
And for the next one, we're going to try our best, of course, but it felt like, yes, we need some time to kind of warm up and get into it, but if anything, Argentina are a tough opponent, and this is something that really gets us into it. Hopefully works out even better on the next. Thank you very much. Go to Iniesta himself. Congratulations, I guess, on the draw. We don't even know how to break this down. I'm not the one breaking it down either, because you got an analyst on the desk waiting for it.
Thanks, Milos. Yeah, a draw then for Saudi in their first matchup against Argentina, as we just heard from the teams themselves. Well, let's jump straight in to the highlights then from all of those 4 matches in round 2, starting with Brazil up against Thailand in this one. The Brazilian side, they are always pumped and ready for these matches, as we hear in the studio, and that seemed to translate onto the pitch, Chris.
It's not surprising to me to see Joe Linton be the main man for Brazil. It's something I've become accustomed to, not watching Newcastle, but...
I was about to say, who you support at home?
But look, I think Brazil really starting to show their mettle a little bit there now. We've seen a little bit of that flair. But going behind was a little bit of a scary moment, but a big win for them. And across the board, we definitely see more goals in this round as what we did in the previous. Not so many draws. Everybody kind of coming out with some big points, which... It's going to be a bit of a shocker for some of the teams who did draw, but that goal from Argentina, putting them 1-0 up, I thought that was the game then. I thought it was done.
I think I did as well, Cole. Did you?
Yeah, I feel like the only man who didn't think that was Martinez, who decided to jump out at the last second. Absolutely crazy goalkeeper. He tried to do it again as well. Got away with that one. So I think Argentina, despite the you know, the face they pulled off scoring their goal. They'll probably take the point and run away very quick with that.
Exactly. A quick run through then of round 2 Group B results. Brazil 3, Thailand 1 as we just saw. Morocco 2-0 win over Costa Rica. Turkey same result, 2-0 over Portugal. And then Saudi Argentina, we saw that one as our feature matchup ended in a draw, 1-1 there. Well, so far, Brazil are the only team who've got 2 wins next to their name, which from the nation like Brazil is very much expected.
It's not too surprising. I think for me, you know, getting that win against Thailand as well, they should start kicking on. They haven't really looked outside. Obviously, we didn't see any of the game against Costa Rica where they did just about manage that 1-0 scrape. But for the quality of team that they have, the quality of players that they have, not too surprising to see them have such a good start. That's a nice win to kick on into their third game.
Yeah, Portugal. A little bit shaky so far. A draw and a loss. You know, from a side, again, a nation like Portugal in terms of football, maybe we'd expect that to translate a little bit over to the eFootball side of things?
Yeah, for sure. You'd expect a little bit more from Portugal, but it's long old groups. You know, you can shake off a defeat, you can shake off a draw. And the fact that it is so bunched and so tight, there's been so many draws, it does give teams a little bit more leeway to get away with a dodgy result here or there. So they'll be pleased that around them, other teams aren't claiming wins.
And for them as well, they went up against Turkey. Turkey are really, really solid outfit. So to lose 2-0 to them, it's not the end of the world. There's plenty more games to come.
Okay, it's heart rate time. Let's have a look at the heart rates from the players in Saudi, Argentina, and see what they did. A couple of peaks at the end there. Maybe they thought, well, it was a draw. One of us can clinch a result at the end. Maybe I'm reading that's why the peak happened there. What are you guys reading into that?
I wonder if Go Iniesta saw Milos lingering and was like, oh my goodness, I'm about to have an interview. Yeah. And that is what set his heart rate up at the end there. It wasn't the fact that they maybe were about to steal the win at the end there.
No, exactly. We do love the fact we get these heart rates for all the players, of course. And Saudi, they obviously were talking about there. They feel like it was maybe a bit of a warm-up. They were, I guess, not best pleased they get a draw against a team like Argentina. Shows that they are expecting quite a lot.
Yeah, no, they're a good. Yeah, they're a good team themselves. I mean, we've seen some really good play from them throughout the majority of that game. If anything, they did look the stronger outlet. So, look, I think they'd be disappointed with how the game went, feeling that they could have stole it, especially towards the end there with Marnez again off his line. So, I think for them, the disappointment will lie in the performance that they had, and they didn't get more out of it.
Yeah, I guess for Argentina as well, the fact that they have such quality players in their squad. What else possibly did you see, Cole, which was lacking?
I'm not sure that anything was lacking, really. Maybe a little bit of composure at the end there defensively, but they did have their chances. So a final finish goes in that, you know, didn't, and maybe they're talking about a 2 or even a 3-0 win. But if you don't claim your chances, you can't claim the wins.
Well, we're going to stop talking about round 2 because we're already into round 3 here. This is Costa Rica taking on Turkey, which is our next feature matchup. And Costa Rica, at the moment, haven't been doing too badly. Lost, obviously, against Morocco in their second round fixture there, and against Brazil as well, but they can bounce back here.
Yeah, this is an opportunity for them to do so. Turkey are a very, very good team, though, at the same time. We've seen them obviously just get the win in their previous matchup against Portugal, but for Costa Rica, yeah, a bit of a difficult start. Now it kind of goes in towards a game of Turkey. These are the games you have to win. These are the teams you are going to be competing with for around the 4th, 5th, 6th spot. Of course, you need to be top 4. These are the games you absolutely have to win.
We always talk about, you know, having to sit out of a round, maybe losing momentum. Japan just sat out there, back in against Brazil. I'm going to say that's not going to affect Japan at all.
No, they should be fine, as you mentioned. They have the experience to be able to deal with breaks, to be able to deal with playing multiple games at once. I think after their matchup against Thailand earlier, they will have wanted to get right back into it. So maybe on this occasion, it'll be slightly more frustrating than relaxing for them. But yeah, they'll be putting everything into this next one versus Brazil. Battle of the heavyweights there.
Yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on that game, actually, because I think there was just, we didn't want to show Japan and Brazil too many times, so we want to try and get everybody some coverage. But yeah, Japan against Brazil may well be a future final somewhere down the line, obviously, in the next few days. This is a big matchup. 2 of these teams could go on to win this tournament, so that is one to keep an eye on.
So in terms of the 2 teams we're featuring, Costa Rica, Turkey, what can we expect from both these sides? What are they going to bring?
I think Turkey, you know, we've already seen them with a relatively decent start here. They have a quality set of players in amongst their roster. Whereas for Costa Rica, it's now about trying to find that bounce back. But Turkey are very, very solid. That's what I would kind of put them down as. Let's see if they can continue.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is the next matchup. So let's hear from one of our teams.
My name is Arda Yıldız. I'm from Turkey, and my gamer tag is Arda Golazo. Of course, I'm really proud of myself because I always dreamed to represent my country in an international competition. I can help my national team to achieve something in an international cup. Of course, our goal is to win the championship. That will be probably my happiest day ever because that will be my best achievement so far. So I will do my best with my teammate to achieve this. Bizi her daim desteklemenizi umuyorum. Çünkü gerçekten kendimizi %100 verip bu kupayı kazanmaya çalışacağız. O yüzden desteklerinizi bekliyorum. Biz bitti demeden bitmez.
Yeah, in terms of Turkey, then we just heard from their 3 players there. It would be an absolute dream, like it is for all of the players to win. I would just like to look at the team before we go into it, see if the coaches are having any input. Obviously, they're having a conversation with each other. There's not much can be changed with about 2 minutes to go. I'm looking at some of their results. Only conceded 1 goal so far in the opening 2 fixtures. That's obviously been a strength of theirs so far.
Yeah, and look, I mean, you look at the players that they have in Arda and Mucha, these guys are very, very strong players in their own right, but it's of course about combining together, and so far so good. I mean, they had a decent shroud at the E-Nations Cup in 2023, making the knockouts. They now want to make sure that they can go on and try and get to that stage. Good start for them though. Can they continue that though, going up against Costa Rica? A little bit more of that unknown that we just spoke about whilst that BT was going on there. This is another one of those games though that they can't slip up with. They need to continue to find those wins if they do want to make sure they get to that knockout.
Cole, how different are the players at this moment in time before they start competing than you saw last time out at Rocket League? Are they different in terms of their personalities and how they approach the different game titles?
No, I think it seems to be fairly similar. The main difference I would say is that in Rocket League there's no sort of tactic screen ahead of time. You might change your car, but that doesn't change the way you play the game. In this, you can be defensive, you can be attacking, you can really make a conscious choice looking at the data of how you're going to come up against your opponent. Of course, it's going to have to be the casters that talk us through the specific choices that these 2 teams make. But I'm curious how Costa Rica face this one, because they're 0-2, fair enough, conceded 3 goals, or at least -3 goal difference. It's not been disastrous for them, for 2 players that are really trying to make their name here. So, relatively impressive start, but as you mentioned, Turkey are a strong outfit, so this might be one of their toughest chances yet.
Yeah, Turkey, well, sitting joint second at the moment in the driving seat. What is going through their head as they're sitting here now? They look like they're deep in conversation about something. I'd love to hear. I'd love these microphones and you can hear what the players are actually saying, just to get a bit of an insight. But
would you be able to translate for us as well?
Someone here will. Yeah, I know that.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I think for them is like it has to be the conversation of keep doing what we're doing. We're playing very, very well here. We're getting the results we need to. If they can go in and win their first 3 games, that puts you in a phenomenal position as we go throughout the rest of the groups, the rest of today, and of course tomorrow. So, big moment for them. If they can find themselves a win, then they will be sitting really pretty.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the time is upon us for round 3, Group B, our feature matchup, as we've been talking to you about for the last few moments. Costa Rica taking on Turkey. Let's go down to our commentators, Harry and Wes.
Well, we're live. Costa Rica against Turkey. And as you saw there, the 2 nations very close in proximity here in the arena. Fantastic camera work from our team here at the FIFA World Cup 2024 featuring eFootball. Wes, it's great to be back commentating with you, mate. Costa Rica, Turkey, what can we expect here between these 2 nations? Because so far, the desk was speaking about it. Costa Rica have had a tough run of games in their first 2, and they come up against Turkey, who could be one of the sleeper teams here at this tournament.
Yeah, well, it's like we've never been away, Harry, as a duo. Good afternoon to you. Yeah, you're quite right. We're looking for Turkey to exert their will as Yildirim plays it to Yilmaz. Yilmaz looking on the edge of the box, plays it to Kalanoglu, and it's cleared away. He's got the ball back, and he's going to go for a free kick here to Turkey, but Turkey will want to get this ball into the back of that Costa Rican net almost as soon as possible.
Well, it's action here early on, a free kick for the set-piece specialist for Turkey, Çalhanoğlu. Seen him strike a fine set-piece in the past. Plenty of times. What can Turkey come up with? It's straight at the goal. And speaking of goals, we have plenty of other amazing matches in this round. of Group B, round 3 now, including Japan, Brazil. I can say in the opening 10, maybe even the opening 5, there has been a goal. We'll bring you that as soon as we can. But for now, Turkey, one of those nations here, maybe not synonymous for deep runs in tournaments in terms of real-world football, but the two controlling them here, Arda Golazo and Mujahid, two emerging stars from their nation.
Yeah, I mean, Mujahid has been a stalwart since his inception into the eFootball Pro, and has certainly been a very hard customer to break down. Of course, Arda Golazo with a beautiful ball through. Here's Yilmaz! Yilmaz taps it in!
Pure synergy between the two we were just speaking of. In the opening 17 in-game minutes, Turkey have combined on an excellent play, and it's caught the goalkeeper in two minds from Costa Rica. Neither T'Challa nor Jesus came with the goalkeeper. Costa Rica made to pay by Turkey, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, Yilmaz with the easiest tapping you're ever going to see here at the FIFAe World Cup. And what a great start it is for Turkey. Again, they only play these teams once, so once they are done here, it is done. They don't need to play Costa Rica again, so they are looking to get business done early as Aktakoglu tries to make something happen for them. But for Costa Rica, they're going to need to rebound really quickly here, and it's going to be a tough task against this Turkey side.
Yeah, I think T'Challa, speaking to him before today, said that their goal here really is to make sure that the world is aware of Costa Rica as a nation being a future force in eFootball. To do that, you're going to have to come up against these types of nations, these types of emerging talents within the eFootball sphere, and really make a statement. Turkey's form so far been pretty good. I mean, 1-1 against Argentina, that's arguably one of their tougher games in this group, a group that indeed involves Japan, Brazil, some really, really strong eFootballing nations. Then went to Portugal in their second game, won 2-0, pretty convincingly in a clean sheet.
Yeah, well, we watched the Argentina-Turkey game kind of in depth, and we both had the opinion that they may have felt they might have edged that one and should have edged that one, but they only walked away with a point. But 4 points in your opening 2 games, it's a great start. They're now 1 goal ahead here in the opening 25 minutes. As it stands, 7 points out of 9. It's not a bad return for your first 3 games at the World Cup.
On the other side, Costa Rica looked like they maybe were at a bit of a crossroads after their first game, losing 1-0 to Brazil, who currently top the group as things stand. And then after that, they, well, had an opportunity to get more points, and there's another chance for Turkey, just dragged too far wide from that angle. Losing 2-0 to Morocco, I think, would have winded Costa Rica a little bit here, as we take a look at the chance from Turkey here.
Yeah, I think Costa Rica may have looked at that as a particular game that they could have gained something from, but fortunately just didn't come to pass for them. They are still, I would say, struggling to find their way into the game. At the moment, they are a goal down here.
Yeah, half an hour gone. Turkey at 1, Costa Rica 0. There has also been a goal in the Portugal-Saudi Arabia game. We will tell you who very, very soon. But for Turkey, these two incredibly talented. For Costa Rica, it's going to be a tricky match. Let's take a look at that goal in the Saudi-Portugal game. And it is the latter scoring here.
Yeah, it is the latter. It's great play between Jota and Ronaldo. And having spoken to Daniel, who was on the Portuguese team yesterday, he said just how important Diogo Jota will be to the fortunes of Portugal in this tournament. And boy, has he come up trumps there.
He's come up trumps indeed. But for T'Challa and Jesus of Costa Rica, you need to see them weather this storm from Turkey. The two Turks have been in impressive chemistry. And again, we said earlier, Brazil, Japan, that's one of the highlight games in this group. Here's the goal.
Joel with the knock on, and Richarlison with a thunderous hit from just inside 18 gives Brazil the lead against Japan as we're back live now.
Yes! At the double, but no! The linesman says offside. We'll take a look at how close this was.
Well, we definitely need VAR on that one. He's so close there. But it was a knee of Yilmaz that was offside, and as a result, Turkey will not have their second goal in this game, and instead they'll be back on the prowl looking for it. And Costa Rica, on the other hand, can kind of maybe take a breath and say, okay, it's only one goal, we can try and work something here, but they need the ball, and they need to take care of it.
Here we go. Campbell on the ball for Costa Rica, but where are those red shirts? They are arriving, but Turkey has two of the most organised defensive players in the sphere of eFootball. Of course, Mujahid famously in his debut season of eFootball Pro was the best defensive player in the 2021 season. So Turkey, yeah, really they have all sides of the ball covered. They have great attack, and that defence is pretty sure as well.
Yeah, and it's great to see that, you know, 1v1 and kind of co-op rivals are now teammates, and you now get to see both worlds. As Aktakoglu looked to try and break through there, he was flagged as offside. That one a little bit more clear-cut than the one we saw a couple of moments ago, but that kind of dynamic to see rivals now turn friends and now turn teammates is just something to really kind of latch onto, especially for Turkey and their kind of aspirations here at the World Cup.
Maybe one last chance here for Turkey to extend their lead in the first half against Costa Rica. But the defence clears and the first half will finish. Turkey 1, Costa Rica 0. There's been a goal in the Thailand-Morocco game. We can take a quick glimpse at this. And well, it's Thailand. Just snatching the ball back.
Yeah, Chaidad was there just for one of the easiest tap-ins you're going to see. All from a defensive lapse there by Morocco. Thailand, it's the time of year for gifts, and they've been presented one there by Morocco.
Very good, Wes. Very, very good.
I'll try my best. I've got one in me.
So, as these two nations are going to take some time to tweak things tactically, can I ask you a question about Costa Rica's intentions in this tournament, but first of all, this game? What do they need to change to catch up with Turkey in this second half before maybe we look into some of the other matches we've got going on here?
Well, I think that the real play here for Costa Rica is to try and get players involved. But Aktakoglu's broken free. It's a good defensive block there by Costa Rica. But no sooner will we say Costa Rica needs to get themselves into the game. They need to get their forwards into the game. Instead, it's just one-way traffic at the moment. And Turkey close to making it another goal for them.
Well, corner for Turkey. We'll keep an eye on that. And a corner just came in for Japan as we join this game. Brazil 1, Japan 0. A heavyweight affair, and Japan, well, almost fashioning a chance straight away.
They fashioned an opportunity there. It was quite close to going in, but now we see the skill of Brazil. Joe Linton coming down the right-hand side. I also see there's been another goal in Portugal versus Saudi Arabia. We'll bring those pictures to you as and when we can.
And Turkey, Costa Rica as well. Goals in both those games.
Yeah, so we can see Japan just trying to find that way back into the game, but we've got the footage of the Portugal-Saudi Arabia game. I believe it looks like it's gone the way of Portugal. Danilo Pereira, beautiful ball in, and who else but Chris.
This chance for Japan. They're starting to heat up now against Brazil. Bit fortuitous maybe, but the strike was taken really quickly.
It was almost fell for Maeda, but instead it bounced up kindly. Just couldn't find the back of the net for Japan. Still 1-0 down. The Blues Samurai. Well, the boys from Brazil are still looking to impose their will. I know that the desk mentioned about Guifera in his ex-World Championship, but we also have to take a note to Jay Victor. Was one of the earmarked, very much so, as one of the most up-and-coming talents within eFootball. As Maeda finds Morita, it's cleared away by Gabriel. Marquinhos in midfield. Vega launches it forward. And that's as good as essentially playing it in the corner.
Well, we mentioned about Japan's squad they've brought here to the FIFAe World Cup. Katsupia getting the nod for the first game or two. We're now seeing Axe and Takaki into the fray for Japan. Not gone their way so far against Brazil. But I have to ask, is that maybe a tactical thing? Is that maybe Japan thinking, okay, well, let's rest one of our star players and then bring out the big guns, keep other nations thinking? What do you think the thought process is there from switching out a player and switching in someone that we thought would get the nod from the get-go here?
Yeah, I mean, it's a viable tactic. You know, it's been seen across eFootball, Esports. We saw it a little bit in the Asian Cup where, you know, substitutes were physically taken off. It wasn't just the game screen where, well, the game plan screen where these things were happening. People were physically coming off and being replaced by their teammates. There's an argument to suggest that there might be a bit of saving for later games. But the reality is that if you're out of the competition before you get to those later games, how wise is it to make that switch in the early going? You want points on the board. You don't want to leave yourself with pressure going into day two.
Well, final 15 approaching here. Japan 0, Brazil 1. Our featured match we started with, of course, Costa Rica, Turkey. That has been Turkey really pressuring Costa Rica, and it's been one-way traffic from what I've seen out the corner of my eye in the second half. So we'll stick with Japan-Brazil because something tells me there is more drama to come here in the closing moments between two of our favourites here in Group B.
Endo. It appears to me. And just out the corner of my eye, I believe there's been a goal in Thailand versus Morocco.
Oh, I've just seen the score there. That might shock some people when we get that replay.
It may just. There's goals and there's action, there's drama flying around this ecosystem that we have here in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. And that's how fun this is being here, because there's so many high-level players all putting their best feet forward when the time is called upon for their nation. Is Endo. Joe Linton will just scramble that away. Brazil know the tactic. They know to just get rid of it.
It was so fun, this Brazil squad. Obviously, we'll get to know them more and more as the week goes on, because right now they are sitting pretty at the top of Group B. Well, Hasegawa stayed on side here for Japan. The control lets him down, and the flag stays down as well, so it would have counted. Can't get his feet right. The Blue Samurai starting to grow into this one. Is it too little too late against a Brazil team who, I said, right now top of Group B? They have a 100% record. They look really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely. They do look really good value for this lead at the moment. Just out the corner of my eye, is in a goal in the game between the hosts Saudi Arabia and Portugal. We'll look to bring those pictures to you as and when we have them. But right now we are closing this game out here between Japan and Brazil. There is not long left here. Here's Maeda trying to find a pass through. Suzuki won't get to it. Danilo will clear it away. Down the line it goes, and maybe one more opportunity in it for Japan here as Tani takes control of the ball.
Needs to get a wiggle on though. And that is the full-time whistle. A truly amazing result for Brazil. Arguably their closest rivals here in Group B. And you can see the dejection from Axe, the Blue Samurai, bested here in Group B.
Some real concern on the faces there for Japan, because they know how important it is to, again, get yourself off and running. The problem is that as those games fall away, so will the opportunity to gain those points. And if you keep having these moments where you can't get across the finishing line, teams like Brazil will punish you.
As we've just seen, Takaki back into the starting lineup after being out, sadly. So far, the chosen 3 out of 500,000 that tried to represent Japan for this tournament have fallen a little bit by the wayside. Let's go over to Brazil. I believe Veracity is with our players now.
Farah, once again, a good performance from your team. Last game, you went 3-1 against Thailand. So talk to me, for you boys in particular, heading into this one now, how are you able to make sure you kept up that same energy?
My teammates very good in the game and mental, because in the game with Thailand, we losing 1-0 and returned the game and won 3-1. And against Japan, Japan very good team, and they play better than ours, but it's still very good defense. And now 3-0, 90 points, but not finished. Tomorrow more games and search the qualify first position.
Best of luck to you and the team. Fantastic showing so far, boys. But let's go ahead and check in with some more games.
Yeah, thank you, Jasmine. Great to hear from two-time world champ Fifa. His Brazil team so far looking pretty spotless here in Riyadh. We'll rejoin the action here. Costa Rica and Turkey, pretty much exactly as we described it. Turkey finding a third since we last were on board with them at half-time, Wes. Elsewhere, there's been some interesting results as well. We have other games going on. Thailand, Morocco, Saudi Arabia, Portugal. And that last one, I know usually we like to keep the score from people, but we did see it Portugal 2-0, if I'm not mistaken. What's the score now?
It's Portugal 2, the host Saudi Arabia 2. They've got 2 goals back with about 10 minutes, give or take, left in the game. And that is a phenomenal result. And meanwhile, in our other game that we spotted at corner of our eye as well, Thailand versus Morocco is 1-1, and that is a final score as well between those two. So, of course, Saudi Arabia and Portugal still going. Meanwhile, Turkey versus Costa Rica very much in its closing stages. And Turkey have been great value for this. They seemingly had control of the game from minute 1 and have just not relinquished it from their own control.
Well, they have, and they've faced some pretty tough tests so far as well. Obviously, Argentina, to open up your campaign is a tricky match. It really is, and the points shared on that occasion, that's really been the only blip so far for Turkey. Has yet to play Brazil and Japan, of course, who we just saw play out a really close 1-0 score. Brazil right now, looking at the scores around the grounds, probably the happiest out of everyone in Group B. 100% record, beating their closest rivals on paper, I suppose you could say, and everyone else sharing or dropping points aside from Turkey.
I think they've realised that their own destiny is in their own control, and they can only do what they can do. As you see there, a red card there for Costa Rica in the very late stages, but there goes the final whistle here. And Turkey at very, very good value for that 3-0 victory against Costa Rica.
There they are.
Control.
Mujahid and Arda Galazzo celebrating between themselves. eFootball Pro players, of course, we're used to them showing respect and giving handshakes. We're seeing it once more after a victory here in Riyadh. They are one of my picks to make it out of Group B, Turkey. They're really strong and underrated, and I tell you what, underestimate them at your own peril, as Costa Rica have just found out.
Yeah, I mean, not only have they got the players on the sticks, they've got the players in the squad. Aktakoglu, Kalanoglu, they've got Yildirim, they've got Yilmaz. They've got so many weapons that they can call upon that actually they can just control a game at their leisure, almost, it feels like. And I feel as though that they are just creeping into that conversation of dark horses for potential latter stages.
Well, love hearing from Jasmine, so let's go to Veracity again. Jasmine, what have you got for us?
Well, whilst Team Turkey might be taking a look at the VOD over there, I've got Mujahid joining me on the broadcast. 3-0 victory. Absolutely dominant performance, but your next opposition is going to be Thailand. They just went 1-1 against Morocco. So what is the plan to be able to take them down?
To be honest, we're playing really good since the first game. Just in the first game, in the draw, we were a bit unlucky. We had two good chances and they didn't go in. But after that, with the Portugal game, we switched up and started to playing really good. So we're just trying to keep the same focus and the intensity in the game. And against them also, we'll do the same and try to win.
And how has it been, coming to this LAN environment, seeing all of the setups, the big stage as well, and nerves getting the better of you at all?
For me personally, I'm an experienced player. I've been to many tournaments, so I'm okay. I'm not nervous. So yeah, and trying to show it also in the games, trying to keep my calm. Also for my teammate, he's a bit young, but he's got experience also, and he's showing it. He's playing really good. So yeah, we're both trying to keep the calmness and just focus on our game, and I think we're doing good so far.
Well, you know what? Best of luck to both of you, the young player and the experienced one. Let's find out how much coaching you can really do. Back over to the desk.
Thanks, Rusty. Yeah, a great day so far for Turkey. Sitting second in the table, 7 points. And we're joined actually on the desk as we come up to us. We're sitting with a great view of the rest of the stage. Alex has joined us back from casting. Back up here on the desk as we just go through the highlights first. Alex, lovely to have you up here as we look at the highlights firstly from Japan, Brazil now, Costa Rica, Turkey, which we were getting into there. The experience versus the young guns in that team. 3-0. The boys were saying, don't underestimate a team like Turkey. How impressed have you been so far with these guys?
Well, it's completely on paper, the expectation are perfectly seen on the screen, but yesterday in the practice, Turkey was having a hard time every single game they were playing yesterday. But different story. They are proving why they are so good. Wonderful. They are in second position, actually. Great spot. But what about Japan? Because that country, we are expecting them on top, and the upcoming games will be critical for them. And Brazil as well. A lot of emotion, a lot of yoga bonito, and wonderful play for the Brazilians.
Doesn't matter what happened on a Sunday, it's about what happens when you play on a Monday. That's what happens here. And so far, Turkey are doing well on Monday. 3-0, that second round matchup there against Costa Rica. Portugal drew 2-2 against Saudi Arabia. Thailand also a draw over Morocco, 1-1 there. And Japan lost again, this time 1-0. Over Brazil. The question then lies, what have Japan got to do? They sat out the last round. We said maybe that would be good for them. It obviously wasn't the case.
They've had some tough games. So Thailand's not an easy one, and then you've went up against Brazil as well, and only just lost it narrowly. It's far from over for them. They've only played their 2 games. Now, of course, they have an opportunity to find their 3rd here. I think I would be more concerned with them if they don't find anything here. I think a win has to be on the cards for Japan right now. But top 4 is where they kind of need to get to. That's the only thing they need to do. They've only played 2 games, plenty more to go. I don't think they'll be too worried just yet.
But this is when it starts to get even more difficult for a team like Japan. You've had a draw and then you've had a loss when you've been expecting so much more from you.
Yeah, definitely. We saw game 1, Katsupeya joining Axe in the roster. Game 2, it was
switched.
Yeah, exactly. Takaki playing for it. Even with that, they are not getting that result. So next one against Morocco, the last of the day for them. They need those 3 points. If not, will be... Well, I would not like to be on the position tonight, honestly.
What would you do? Go back to the team you started with? Stay with the team that you've started your 2nd game with? What would you do, boys?
I think the easy bet for them is to choose Takaki and Axe, but... easy bet is not meaning victories today. Next game, Morocco is coming in a good shape. They are really good roster, let's say. And let's see, when you have another day, it's not that easy, You need to find some confidence somewhere, gaming it running, and you can't find those details, the impact, and we'll see. Next game, critical one for Japan.
There becomes a time when you have to just stick with that decision, don't you, and try and build with a pairing.
It's nice to have the ability to move it in and out, though, because I think it's fine when you're a team like Japan. They probably thought, okay, well, we get a couple of wins, we'll be fine. Oh, you lose against Brazil, it's not the end of the world. But then it's getting to the stage where you need to start to find wins is when it becomes a bit of a negative. You don't want to necessarily mix around too much. You want to try and keep it the same as you can.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, heart rate time again. I feel I should do something every time we show a heart rate. I'll think of it for tomorrow. Heart rate from our feature matchup, Costa Rica, Turkey. Oh my goodness, who is that purple line? Wow, what is that on? 70 to 80. That's almost a resting heart rate there.
He's just a chill guy, is Chala.
Peaked a little bit at the end. Peaked a little bit at the end. I mean, what is his personality actually like in real life, Alex?
I think Chala is completely like that. He's a really child person. He's the real captain. You have to have him in front of you. It is true that the actual position for Costa Rica is not that good. Like, they're having a hard time every single match to perform as we can expect at this level. But, in the other side, Arda Golazo as well, with those emotions, the man from Turkey, as Mukahid say, that the teenager spirit, made him have that heart rate, let's say, Yeah, funny things to analyze. Some jogging, active action into the game, maybe.
Alex, you're a pro. What was your heart rate like when you played? Did you ever have a heart rate monitor on you?
I mean, I have to say, in my golden days, I was like the heart rate. Like, I was not that in a good shape I'm right now. So, it depends, different attitudes, different nowadays. So, but yeah, I'm not that calm.
No.
I'm not.
You used to try and talk to yourself and just say, calm down, smile, and breathe.
I always need someone in the background saying to me, yeah.
We'll look after you. It's okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully his heart rate's not too stressed out that he's working with us too. I hope you're quite calm right now, Alex. It's okay, Chris is nice. Okay, right, one more round to come from Group B. Round 4. The Brazilian side, well, they have shut up shop for today. They have 3 wins out of 3. 9 points they can go to bed with tonight. Let's see how it finishes in Group B after the break.
Talk about it for a while before we take a chance and do it. Before we looking back as foolish. Can we talk about it for a while? Can we talk about it for a while? Before we take a chance and do this, before we looking back as foolish. Can we talk about it for a while? Before we take a chance and do this, before we looking back as foolish. Foolish, foolish,
for the rush, levels up, not many like us. Cool with it, leaving ops in the dust. See me on the grind, on the rise coming up. Pushing through, blood rushing through my veins. Repetition separated me from the lanes. Now I'm here, speeding down my own lane. Destination on top of the game.
Go, go, go hard. Go, go, go hard.
I'm fired up, I'm a boss, I'm in charge. I'm fired up, I'm a boss, I'm in charge.
Don't
Hi guys, well you are joining us here in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh to be precise, and you're watching the FIFA E World Cup featuring eFootball, and we've had some brilliant matchups, brilliant reactions so far today from all our teams. We've already had all the competition of Group A. 4 matches completed. That took place earlier on today, and you're joining us midway through Group B. We are coming up to round 4, and it's another massive matchup. Morocco trying to be inspired by what their team did at the 2022 World Cup when they were semi-finalists, taking on maybe one of the favourites on paper, Japan, who haven't quite lived up to those expectations so far this tournament. They are still without a win next to their name. What's going to happen in this one? Well, these are the round 4 fixtures from Group B that you can enjoy. Morocco then taking on Japan. That's our main feature matchup. Turkey taking on Thailand. Saudi Arabia, home hopefuls, taking on Costa Rica. And Argentina taking on Portugal. Brazil, they are missing from round 4. They have already played 3 matches and are sitting at the top of the table so far. 9 points next to their name. Alex and Chris are alongside me for this final round of fixtures from Group B in the focused matchup. It's now or never for Japan, boys, isn't it?
Possibly, yes.
That was a big sigh there, Chris, that suggests otherwise.
I think it's just, they have had tough games, and this is another one. That's the thing. You're going up against some of the other position that are potentially going to be qualifying through to the knockouts. For Japan, though, it is getting to that scary point now. But it's not over just yet. It's never over until the fat lady sings. So let's see. Japan, at this moment in time, they could do with a win, though. They really could.
Okay, well, we'll have to wait and see what happens in this one. This is a massive matchup. As we're getting ready for this, we'll actually go down to hear from Veracity, who is backstage for us.
Here at the FIFA E World Cup, there's lots of fun activities for our teams to partake in, like this epic photo booth. Teams will show up here, practice the celebration pose, and then take a photo of it too, which gets added onto an epic photo wall. So I think while they're deciding their poses, Bro thinks she's part of the team.
You're ruining our celebration.
No. Oh, sorry guys. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this picture. I don't think look. Guys, I think this is great. What do we think? Do I have what it takes to make it onto the team?
Yeah, I think so. You can take this. Really.
Yeah?
You can join our victory lap.
Okay, I can join the team. Nice. There we go. Mission success. That's how it's done.
They were absolutely photo-bombed there, weren't they? I'm not sure I want Veracity in all my pictures. Anyway, I'm joking. Alex, what was your celebrations like when you used to play? Did you have some kind of pose that you was... Oh, okay, I'm not hearing you. I'm not listening to you.
That's it.
Thoughts on that?
I thought you were going to ask what my celebration
was. Go on, what would yours be?
You know,
or at home, what is yours?
I would have to pull the classic Shearer out, you know, one of those all the time, just because I'm, well...
That's the time, man.
Yeah, exactly, it's classic. It's classic. I don't know what he's doing with this. I don't know what he's playing.
I know. I love drama, emotion.
Yeah, he's
drama. Yeah. We love it. I wish I was able to see you competing, Alex. Have to look at it online, won't I? Okay, well, next up we get to see Morocco competing. So let's learn a little bit more about this team.
My name is Mehdi. My gamer tag is Spartakos. I'm presenting Morocco. I'm so proud for being here. I'm presenting my country, my people, my family, my friends. I hope to do my best here. I worked hard to be here, and I hope to be the champion. More concentration, more focus, more training. And like this, you can achieve your goal. My goal here is to lift that trophy, and I do my best to make it. I love you all. Just support me, and all will be good.
Team Morocco for you, and all these players have known each other for years. They've been friends for years. How much of an advantage is this for them, guys?
Oh, sensational match to watch. You know, this definitely one in this day one for both sides, especially for Japan. The drama keeps on their side, where, you know, they keep betting on the one-on-one roster, which is Axe and Takaki. Katsupeya still out from the bench for this game, but you know, they haven't played that good. We saw on Axe the pressure every single match after the end. They will handle the situation. We will see.
I'm going to go for predictions for this because it's the last round. Morocco or Japan, Alex?
I will bet 1-1.
1-1, okay. He's on the fence. Chris?
I'm going to say Morocco. We haven't seen enough from Japan yet. Morocco are looking solid. I think they'll take it 1-0.
They are looking solid. Third in the standings at the moment. 5 points next to their name. That's Morocco. Japan at the moment only 1 point from 2 fixtures. This is anybody's to win. Well, let's find out what happens in this massive final round 4 matchup between Morocco and Japan. Japan really needs something here. Okay, well, let's go down to our casters for this one. Harry and Wes.
Yeah, thank you, Rachel. You're not wrong. This is almost becoming a must-win for Japan. When you look at the league table as it stands, Morocco sat in 3rd place on 5 points. Almost exactly where we expected Japan to be. They do not have nearly enough points that we expect from them. And that's a really early mistake from Japan as well. What is going on? Just 3 minutes gone and it's almost the worst start possible.
I couldn't contain my own. How did he miss? How did he miss? It was such a glorious opportunity for Morocco. And Japan may just make them pay. Kamada with a stunning strike. It's ricocheted away. Nakamura's not going to keep it in. And of course, there's plenty of drama to go around here at the FIFAe World Cup.
Well, you're not wrong. We've almost had a bit of an implosion. There's been a goal in one of our other matches here in Group B. Turkey taking on Thailand. And it is Turkey with Çalhanoğlu who strike first.
Yeah, it's a pretty routine goal from Turkey. Get themselves ahead very quickly.
They're in really good form, aren't they, Turkey? Really good form.
They very much have found what makes their side brilliant, and that is something that I don't think Japan have found yet. Of course, they finished in the final of the Asian Cup with a different setup, and they've not quite got themselves comfy here.
Oh.
And the ball gets ricocheted away there by Morocco, but they are not looking comfortable at all, Japan.
Yeah, that's the main thing we shine the spotlight on. But what's kind of going under the radar is Morocco, 5 points after their opening fixtures here in Group B. I don't think many of us had them where they are right now. If they can make a knockout berth come the end of tomorrow in this real devastating Group B, that would be a great result for what is, I believe, the only African nation here at the FIFAe.
You know I love an underdog, Harry. You know I love an underdog. And you are quite right. The only team from the continent of Africa that are represented here World Cup featuring eFootball. But they are representing their continent with great pride. They bring the ball forward, find a way through the Japan defence.
Well, another goal elsewhere. Saudi Arabia, our host nation, up against a wounded Costa Rica, and it is the hosts who opened the scoring in that one.
Yeah, they took their piece of fortune and made it count double to Saudi Arabia. They're a goal ahead. That's the Al Muwallad.
It's nice, though, to find a way to starting to break the lines. They're having a bit more success in this match than they have previously. I feel Axe and Takaki starting to find their chemistry now a little bit, which will be dangerous here for Morocco.
Well, it was the point that we made earlier, was it, in terms of the switch that you've made earlier in the day. Has that had a knock-on effect in terms of the confidence of Axe and Takaki? Because you then suddenly have to find another rhythm, and you have to find a different way that your teammate may play. That synergy may just have fallen away just a little bit for Japan.
It's always difficult when you go to your plan B quite early on in a tournament, because almost in danger of getting stuck in that analysis paralysis. We'll see if that's the case for the Blue Samurai.
Love that from you, Harry. Love that. Analysis paralysis. It sums it up perfectly, because at the moment it's a little bit of shock and awe that they, seemingly Japan don't really know what's coming at them from Morocco, and they're not quite sure as to when to make the pass, when to make the run, and when to make the strike. And at the moment, it's leaving Morocco with a lot of room to work, but Japan are on the attack here.
Nakamura, oh, he's gotten away with the ball here. That's smart defensive work from the Moroccan in control of the ball, and well, they can turn defence into attack here. Japan really have to be careful. That's an early strike, and it's a goal for Morocco.
What a strike by El Kabi. What a strike! And it was the super cancel, though. Pay attention to it at home, folks. It's the super cancel of Morocco that comes in clutch there, because the bad touch from Itakura is enough room for Morocco to get their striker in, and they have taken that chance. We'll see it again here. You can tell just from the way he's running, he's used his body just enough to get in front of him and has slammed it home past the goalkeeper. My word, what a start for Morocco. They seemingly have just found that counter-attack exactly where they needed it.
There is a lot of eFootball to play in this game and in this tournament, but I don't think anyone had at this stage, as it stands, Japan walking away with just 1 point after day one in Group B. Crazy scenes. They were one of the favourites. But Morocco have turned up and I think have stamped their authority. We always want to see nations, teams, players turn up and say, yeah, you know what, it's my time now. I believe that's what we're seeing in front of our very eyes with Morocco. And if they can seal out this result against Japan, wow.
Well, we kind of alluded to it a little bit off of broadcast as we wait for this corner to come in from Japan, but that top three is just breaking away at the top of the group. And to keep distance and keep clutch, Japan are going to need a goal.
Oh, Wader almost with the header. But you're right, even if Japan were to beat Morocco, they would still be behind them in the league table. Morocco with 5, Japan with just the 1 point right now. And I tell you what, it's a 2-on-2 for a moment as Morocco try to gallop forward.
Just got to be careful with Morocco. They have, as we say, in terms of the players in game, the two most notable ones for Morocco, Achraf Hakimi, Mazraoui, both down that right-hand side, something you've got to be careful of. But El Kabi is due for a goal, as we've already seen already, but he'll be licking his lips trying to get another one. Here's Minamino, though, for Japan. Into
Nakamura! Drags it wide.
Big opportunity there for Japan to restore parity. Big opportunity as it fell there for Nakamura. You just see it again here, just changes that run. And that's the beauty of having co-op, is you have those manual runs from your teammate to just take yourself away from the defender, give yourself the space. Just couldn't find the quality.
The chances are coming, though, for Japan. They need to maybe not panic too early. We have a goal elsewhere, and it's in the Saudi Arabia-Costa Rica game. We can take a look at that soon, but for this featured match, like I said, I'm glad we got to see the tail end, the second half of the Brazil game, because that has really given us a bit of a spotlight in terms of what's happening with Japan. Let's take a look at that goal from the Saudi Arabia game.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia already find themselves 1 goal ahead. Al Brekan, who has been brilliant for them, and Al-Muwalla there again. It's just having that ability to just find your players when you need them. And they have found themselves 2 goals ahead against Costa Rica.
Well, stoppage time here at the end of the first half. It is Morocco 1, Japan 0.
What this would be.
Yeah, this looks like a long one into the box. Sueda, the target. Endo giving chase, but it's Axon Takaki again getting under each other's feet there, and that will signal the end of half number 1. Japan 0, Morocco 1.
Yeah, the danger you've got for Japan is you have 2 players who are, I would say, of an elite level in terms of playing as a singles competitor. But as we know from our experience, from Alex's experience, from the experience of anybody who plays eFootball, is that when you are playing co-op, or when you are playing 2v2 or even 3v3, it is a different animal to be playing with a teammate. You need to basically have a one-brain kind of mind. The other half of it is togetherness. If there isn't that synergy between the two, and it's just not quite working at the moment. It's the beneficial, or the beneficiary is everybody else in the group, because Japan on paper should be, or should have more, but the reality is and as a result, they're going to find themselves out of this World Cup quicker than anybody anticipated if it carries on.
I mean, all of these accolades I'm about to read off from Axe and Takaki, who are representing the E-Japan national team here, mean nothing if they can't get this done. But I mean, Axe, E-Asian Cup runner-up, Arsenal FC Club Event runner-up, eFootball World Finals 2024 runner-up, Takaki, eFootball World Champion 2022, FC Inter Club Event Champion for the console, J-League season winner. The accolades are heavily stacked on the side of Japan, and that's why we've been tipping them as one of the favourites here. And it's a big, big story, because right now as it stands, they're going to go into day 2 needing a great escape, if it's even possible at this point.
They may need a clean sweep of the fixtures on day 2. That's how severe the situation is for Japan at the moment, as Saiz takes it away from Morocco.
Elsewhere, we have big games going on in the group. Argentina, Portugal, 2 budding nations. Of course, you have the storyline there. Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Don't say it.
We've heard that conversation enough. And there has been a goal in that game. Let's take a peek now, Wes, at what's happened there. Looks like it's gone the side of Argentina. And who else setting it up?
Well, Lionel Messi taps it across to Julian Alvarez. Again, they have a wealth of all-stars in that Argentina team, not only on the sticks, but in-game as well. They have a lot of weapons to call upon. Certainly, they put them to good use against Portugal.
Cleared away. Kamada was looking to, again, try and break the lines. We're in the territory now. We usually see between the 60th, 70th, 80th minute, the substitutes and the tactical changes really be beneficiating one team, but I should say benefiting, but that is just a half a foot, half a limb offside there, and a bit of a break there for Morocco.
eFootball is a game of inches. You go a half second too early or too late, you don't quite make it, or you go too late. It can be as close as that within eFootball.
So time here soon, perhaps, for both nations to think about changes. Credit to Morocco. As it stands, 8 points in the group would be a really, really nice return. I believe that would be after 4 matches. Here we go, Ueda. Nice link up with Kubo here on the ball. Kamada, can they unlock the door? They can't before Saiz comes across, and now Amrabat can think about springing a lethal Morocco counter, but timed well by Machida, and now, like a pendulum, it's swinging back and forth here. Here comes Japan.
Yeah, Morocco were looking for a slow tackle there just to allow their team to reset. They don't get that opportunity. Here's Minamino in towards Nakamura.
That is pure relief for Japan. Nakamura tucking it home. You felt with Morocco, it was almost like a fight in a phone booth in that sequence. Back and forth, Japan, the victors on that duel. And it's Nakamura scoring for Japan to equalise now, ahead of, no doubt, Wes, some changes to come. What a finish!
Some quality finish there by Nakamura, and Axton Takaki finally finding that partnership, finally finding that opportunity. It's the first time strike right into the bottom corner. Bono had absolutely no chance. And now it is very much game on here between these two nations. And as you quite rightly said, game plan changes coming in almost immediately.
This is absolutely great. And you know what else is great, Wes? We've got other action going on. So while they're tweaking this, let's take a look at the Goat Bowl. Is that what we call this?
The Goat Bowl? Sure. I think we can call it the Goat Bowl.
Argentina leading Portugal 1-0.
Although the result of this fixture will not settle that debate. No. That is a debate that will go on for aeons, as Dalot plays it forward here. Otamendi clears it forward, looking for Alvarez in towards Lionel Messi. Here's Paredes.
Some great fixtures across the world. Can we do this every week? Let's have one of these every
week. Do you know
week.
what? Let's just do one every month. That's what I'd like to see. Just every month, just come and do it, because these are such high-level gameplay from all of the players here. As Rafael Leo doesn't meet his header, it's going to be Alvarez. Gonzalez with the strike. Dallo intercepts it now. Bruno Fernandes in towards Jota. Jota looking for Ronaldo, but 18 minutes left on the clock here. Argentina still in pole position.
We'll keep an eye on that. We're back after the changes into our featured match. And the reason I've switched back, Wes, is because I feel it again. I feel it in my bones. There's more drama between these two. We have to follow the storyline of both Morocco's rise to prominence here in Group B and whether or not the Blue Samurai can rise and like a phoenix from the ashes.
I was saying the years that you've been broadcasting eFootball with me, Harry, is that you've become a little bit of an eFootball savant in the sense that you have developed that eFootball spidey sense, is that you can sense when something's happening. And this would be a shock regardless of how this finishes, because looking at it, these two teams are level.
There's a goal in the Saudi game. Saudi Arabia are hosts here for the FIFA E World Cup 2024, and they are having fun against Costa Rica. A defensive mistake spells trouble for them.
Yeah, it was a real gimme there for Saudi Arabia. If they didn't took that away, I think questions would have been asked as Hatate tries to make his way forward. Instead, it's Hakim Ziyech in towards Brahim Diaz, who's a skillful and nifty little player for Morocco to have. They're going to try and work this forward gently here, gently as they go, Morocco. They go direct that time, but instead it's cleared away.
Well, going back to Saudi Arabia, Costa Rica, there is a penalty to Saudi Arabia in that game. For now, though, look at this, Maeda near side as a defender for company. And we'll find Hatate, but again, the link up between Axe and Takaki not quite good enough, but they win the ball back. Maeda dispossessed in the box. And well, who's this running onto it? Is Ben Seguir here for Morocco. He's through 1-on-1. Can he finish? You know he can! Unbelievable scenes! Morocco back in front! And while all this is going on, that penalty we said in the Saudi game, ultimately, looking at the score, doesn't really matter what happens here, Wes. But here's how it plays out.
Bit of dramatics here, saved by the goalkeeper. First penalty save we've seen. We got back live to what is an astonishing moment. The defensive error, there's a collision. It's everything it needed to be. Ben Seguir, there was manual goalkeeping, and there was a striking error, which is so much more that game that we see so often. It's a 1v1. Who first? They took a two goals to one lead.
Well, while we're looking at some tactics here, but I can tell you, Saudi Arabia are quite happy with what happened subsequently. They've got their fourth goal. And goal difference might play a factor, actually, thinking about it at the end of this group. So the host really starting to move up the gears.
Not only is goal difference going to make a big difference here, but when we get down to the boffins, as we affectionately call them, you've got head-to-heads that will factor in as well. So there's certainly, getting these wins, yes, it's great getting the 3 points, and yes, it's certainly great taking 3 points away from your opponent. When it comes down to we collecting all of those points all those results at the end of the game, or the end of the group stage, as it were, they might just count double.
They may well. Saudi Arabia 4, Costa Rica 0. It could be even more here. That's where we have some more action here in Group B. I love this, being able to jump around. Look at this, Argentina, Portugal still within 1 goal. And we're entering the final 10 between these two.
Yeah, it appears as though Ronaldo has made way here for Gonzalo Ramos, as Pepe heads it back to his own goal. 10 in-game minutes left here for Portugal to try and salvage something against Argentina. The ball gets cleared forward again here come under the spell of Portugal. We're going to go back to our featured game. Morocco 2 goals to 1 up with not long left.
This has been some day of eFootball, and it is day 1 here in Riyadh. Japan trailing, not for the first time in this match and not for the first time today.
If this stays as it is, Harry, you've got to think they're going to need a Herculean effort on day 2.
Well, the great entertainers, Saudi Arabia, the Green Falcon, said, why did you switch off us? We've got more goals in us. Here's another one. Here's 5.
So now Al-Mawad a hat-trick as well, not to mention as well. So you clearly see where the gameplay for Saudi Arabia is getting more comfortable.
The funniest part is, Wes, that was goal 4. They have scored a 5th, excuse me. So it is 5-0 in that other game. But look, Morocco forward again. Stunning cross, and Japan are on the ropes. We're in the 90th minute.
They're on an all-out attack as well, Japan. They're sending everyone forward, but Morocco are also playing all-out defence, which basically tightens everything up defensively. There's 3 minutes left of injury time. Ogawa looking out to the right side here for Hatate. It's been dispossessed by Brahim Diaz. It's been taken away by Morocco. Morocco are looking to head for the corner, maybe. They've slipped out of play. There's 30 seconds left here. Japan might have one more shot.
This would be a historic result for Morocco and for the continent of Africa. Morocco 2, Japan 1. The misery compounds. And Morocco, their meteoric rise here at the FIFA World Cup continues.
Morocco, you have yourselves a squad to be proud of and then some. From day 1, they have been phenomenal here. Absolutely just a brilliant result and a brilliant game plan. They benefited and they took those chances. It is about composure within eFootball, and they had it in absolute buckets.
Didn't they just? Of course, the inquest will begin on the side of Japan. There is, I mean, penny for your thoughts at this point. They may even, I'm not going to guess the league table at this point, but we might be in the realms, Wes, of them needing favours from other nations to even make it mathematically possible, because Morocco, Turkey, Brazil at the top. I mean, it's a game of musical chairs, and the music's about to stop.
The host Saudi Arabia as well. There are so many factors in this group, not to mention the fact you've also got Argentina and Portugal as well in it. It is a shark tank of a group stage here at the FIFA FIFA World Cup.
Word.
And I think for my colleague, and certainly you might be able to hear noise behind us, there's been some action in some other games. We'll look to maybe bring you confirmation of them.
The Morocco lads are watching it as well.
Yeah, everybody's watching it.
Well, for now, Wes, we'll come back to this action. Let's head over to Veracity, who is diving deep into the inquest over in the Japan national team.
Boys, commiserations on that match that you've just had, but the question remains with players such as Axe that have accolades upon accolades amongst them, you know, achievements between the two of them as well. Why do you think it is that they're struggling so much to kind of find their groove in this tournament so far?
すごい実力のある選手がいて、なんでこんなに難しいんですか、今の状況はっていうのを教えてほしいと。
2オンなので、2オンなので、やっぱり1オンとは違って2人のコミュニケーションっていうのがすごい大事なので、そこですかね。
Well, 2v2 is different from 1-on-1, and the communication is the key. And things are not going well, actually. I mean, as you can see, but we'll just keep our chin up and bounce up. Yeah, bounce back and trying to win the trophy from this difficult situation.
How do you kind of address the issues that you're having with communication right now? What is the game plan moving forward from here?
今どうやってその状況を打開するように考えてますか？どういうふうにアプローチすべきですか？
とりあえず、練習してきた、日本で練習してきたことを、明日からやるしかないと思ってるんで、もう僕らはやるしかないんで、逆に開き直って頑張りたいです。
We'll just try to do the thing that we practice in Japan, and just we need to keep going, you know. Basically, that's it.
Hopefully with more games under your belt, you'll be able to bounce back and we can have, a very different form of interview the next time I speak with you, gentlemen. But once again, commiserations. Best of luck with the rest of your matches. But Desk, please break this one down.
Tough day at the office for one of the favourites, Team Japan, scratching their heads as to what went wrong there. The players visibly distressed after yet another loss as well. And as Veracity got the detail there, rightly so. They were one of the favourites coming into this and really expected to win. Okay, they've still got a long way to go in terms of tomorrow. We get to finish off the group stages, but at the moment, things not looking so good. Well, on to the highlights from Turkey and Thailand then. Talking about a team that have been doing good, Turkey have been dominant, and Morocco as well, having a pretty good day at the office in that matchup. And the final matchup, well, this one was very one-sided for the team from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia really running away with that one. Argentina against Portugal was an absolute banger. It comes down to a final minute goal that we'll get to see here from Portugal to win it in the 93rd minute.
My goodness.
Incredible. Of course.
Last-minute goals have been very much part of the narrative today, Alex, as well. Is that something we always expect from top-level eFootball as we just see the results from round 4 as well?
Expectations are always difficult to deal with, and especially Portugal. They haven't had time. They had even almost an injury yesterday of one of the players. Even they are performing so nice properly today. Happy to see that. In the other side, Morocco, they haven't practiced that much together. They have beat one of the favorites. That say a lot about them. And Turkey, Brazil doing their job. So really pumped to see what's coming more today and tomorrow.
Yeah, little insight there. One of the Portuguese players actually burnt his hand. So having a hand injury is not the best when you're playing eFootball. But at the moment, not been too much of a negative, has it, for Portugal, sitting kind of mid-table so far after day 1. We've already spoken a lot about Japan and them just needing to find something for tomorrow. But some of the teams who have been brilliant on day 1, Turkey, Brazil, Morocco, teams you expected, Alex, to do the job here?
Especially teams to avoid in the knockouts because they are playing so good, and they haven't shown us the full potential. So let's see, because that will come with the pass of the days, knockouts, best of 3, but that will be later on. First group stage go through. That's the more important thing.
Yeah, exactly. I've mentioned a couple of teams who are sitting pretty comfortable at the top of the standings. Let's give you a full rundown of how all the teams look in Group B. We mentioned it, Turkey then top of the pile, 10 points, have played 4 matches though compared to Brazil, second, played 3 and are on maximum points of 9. Morocco then 8, Saudi Arabia 5, as a Portugal, and then 2 points for both Argentina, Thailand, Japan. That's been the story of today, not for the right reasons, on 1 point. And Costa Rica yet to get a point, yet to get off the start line for them. 0 points next to their names. But a lot of teams either have 5 or 4 matches tomorrow. That's massive in terms of what the table could look like. As we're just looking at the standings from Group B, that is, not Group A. Just threw me a little.
I think it's absolutely massive for Japan that they didn't have 4 games today, because I'm telling you, they would not be winning a game if they would be playing right now. They now have the time to mentally reset. They've got 4 games tomorrow. If they win them all, they'll go through. They'll be fine.
Costa Rica looking out of it at the moment.
I mean, there's a tough task for them. Yeah. First time in a huge stage like this is the FIFAe World Cup. They know that will happen, but I'm sure tomorrow they will be even better than today, and I'm sure they will get some points tomorrow, 100%. So don't relax against them for sure.
Saudi Arabia as well have been pleasantly surprising, especially in that last matchup. The highest scoreline of today from both groups, A and B, 5-0 that result.
Yeah, they've looked really, really good. I think... I'm looking forward to see how they do against the top opposition. We've kind of seen them go up against other, I want to say, mid-table teams. So I'm curious to see how they do when it goes up against the top opposition. But we'll get to see that tomorrow.
For one final time today for console. Boom, boom, boom. That's my heart rate going, because we're having a look at the heart rate here from Morocco and Japan. Okay, they're pretty level there, between 100 and 130. We must have some fit players on our hands, Alex, I'm going to say there.
Oh, definitely. That game of Morocco was intense. Now we see on Hasnaoui with those raids and the Sparta too. I mean, those games, they knew from before how important was that game against Japan. And it is like it is. Japan, on the other side, not that nervous, let's say, not that excited, but, time to restart, time to see. Tomorrow they have the chance. It's not that far to go through, but they need to show off a different face than today, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, lots more games for all of these teams, of course, to play tomorrow. But right now, actually, we're going to talk about something that I've been waiting to talk about all day. Hyundai and the Ionics activation that we have running. So there is the beautiful Hyundai car that we have sponsoring here, Power the Ionics. And this is all about goals relation to percentage of power that this car gets. Okay, so we're calculating all the goals from today to see how much power that car gets. And what are we looking like so far? 92 goals we have. So it's fully charged 4 times, 2,212 kilometers. We were having a look, weren't we, Chris, at a map of Saudi Arabia and trying to predict where it could get to. Earlier on in the day, we thought maybe the edge of the world was accurate. That's 54 minutes away. I'm now thinking something like we could even get to Mecca in that time. What do you think? 2,000 miles? 2,000 kilometers?
Easily done. Fantastic. Yeah, to see so many goals as well, obviously powering up as much as we can. Yeah, it's really nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So keep powering, obviously, that car, and let's see how far we can get at the end of these 4 days. Maybe home and back. That's the UK for me. Okay, well, let's talk to you about another one of activations. That's Axe Player of the Day. Obviously, we've had so many fabulous players so far on day one of the console, but these are the 4 that we have put that can win this accolade for tomorrow. So you guys can obviously vote for this. We've got 4 players here. Can you maybe state your claim, all of you, on why they deserve to be the player of the day for tomorrow?
I mean, I think, they're a part of the teams that have been doing really, really well. It makes our job easier when these guys are at the top of the leaderboard. I think, for me, João Victor, I think from the Brazilian side, just how good they've looked today. I think I'm curious to see how they do, but he's looked really good.
Yeah, especially those 2 4-player less Faidan. They are the one focusing to the attack, to be that skiller into the team. In the other hand, Faidan from Indonesia, he's the captain. He's the one having the control of the match. But this man has been so good so far in the recent years. So, look, all those 4 players can win this for sure, and that they will be advancing the tournament so far.
Are you going to sway the vote at home? Who would you go for?
I would say from day one, I would say João Victor maybe. Those attacks were so good.
Chris, are you joining Alex?
I'm joining Alex on that one. I love those goals that we've seen that they scored. The 3, the 3rd in particular. Fantastic game that they had. He's a big reason for that.
Yeah, Brazil side of things from today. Guys, thank you very much for joining me up here and commentating as well, Alex. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here. But don't go anywhere, because in about an hour's time we get to do it all again. This time the mobile players will be down there on the stage, and it's their turn at starting their journey here at the FIFA E World Cup featuring eFootball. So come back and join us for that. Well, hello and welcome back then to Saudi Arabia for the FIFA E-World Cup featuring eFootball. If you are just joining us, well, welcome back. We are about to jump into round 3 from Group A here on the eFootball console side of things, and we've made a substitution on our desk here as well. Wes is out, he's going to be casting. We have Harry's jumped in.
Yeah,
Harry,
quick sub.
welcome. Quick sub, 7 minutes we had to do that, and it was so smooth. Harry, welcome up here.
Thank you.
Casted a couple of matches already. How is it down there, and who has kind of piqued your interest in terms of skills so far?
It's unbelievable. The atmosphere here is amazing. I mean, you can see the setting behind me. It's so great to see all of the nations really feed into that national pride. To answer your question, Korea Republic, I wasn't expecting them to be as tenacious as they have been. Same with the E-Lions, obviously England playing really well, but it's really close here in Group A, it really is.
Nerves down there, can you feel them a bit more? We're quite far away up here. We don't really understand how it's going on down there.
Down there you feel a bit of an energy. I'm not sure if our microphones here on the broadcast are picking them up, but the likes of Indonesia, Malaysia really starting to do chants before the game. You know, they do huddles, they get really loud and energetic, so it adds to the atmosphere. And obviously there's a bit of one-upmanship as well, where, you know, if you hear loud noises, you want to respond with loud noises. So hopefully it gets to a competition of who could be the loudest by the end of today.
And you've obviously done a load of these eFootball competitions, and Wes has as well, and he was talking about just the feeling of it being elevated. In terms of that for you as well, do you feel like this is one of the biggest eFootball events you've ever worked on?
I think so, purely because of the prestige that comes with it. I mean, you see the big nations here, you see these are national federations getting involved. We have 2 of the biggest coming up next.
Yeah, this is probably one of the matches we would mark down, haven't we, on the schedule today. France taking on Spain. It's a massive one, all European affair here. And then we've got Poland, Korea Republic. Harry was just saying Korea Republic have very much impressed him so far. Malaysia still need to find something. No points yet on the board. They're taking on England, who might think there's an opportunity in that matchup. And then the Netherlands taking on Indonesia as well as your 4th matchup in that round. India, then they sit out of this round. Is that good for a team like India at the moment, just to sit out and go, right, let's try and reset a bit?
Potentially. I mean, they had a not so bad result against Spain, to be honest with you, only losing that 1-2-1. They actually played pretty decently by the looks of things, just beaten by that 1 goal. So would you like to carry that momentum through? Potentially, but at the same time for them it's nice to be able to sit back, take a drink, maybe for some of the players who had 150 heart rate and not a coffee, maybe exactly. Some water, just to settle it down. But yeah, no, for them I think they won't be too bothered by it.
Yeah, I do love that heart rate monitor we have as well. Okay, well, I mentioned it's France taking on Spain in this next one. Spain only taking to their 2nd matchup after winning that first one 2-1 over India there. And let's learn a little bit more about La Roja right now.
I'm Miguel, my gamer tag is Mestre, and I'm representing Spain. I mean, I'm just proud, honored to represent my country. As you said, a lot of people have done it before. But let's see, I've done it before in the Euros, but this time it's a World Cup, it's different. I hope we can do a great paper with my teammates, so let's try to do it. I mean, I've got a dream since I'm a child, of course, to be world champion. I mean, it's something I've dreamt when I was a little child and when I began with all of this. So yeah, being world champion would mean everything for me. It's something I'm really trying to achieve from 3-4 years ago, and I couldn't yet. But I think the time will come, and I hope this is the time.
How realistic is it for Team Spain to go all the way over these 4 days, Harry?
Incredibly so. Incredibly so. I mean, you have the captain of Barcelona in Saul, aka the Palmer. He needs to be firing 100% if they are going to achieve, as you said, go all the way and make that a realistic opportunity. But they have the capability. Those who have followed eFootball previous to this tournament will know this is a matchup of eFootball Pro royalty. All 4 of the players playing in this featured match here for France and Spain have competed many seasons. Some of them have won it multiple times. This is going to be a very fiery match.
Well, Spain got a win in the last round, but how motivated will France be after that 88th minute winner in their second round matchup?
I think they'll be motivated, but I was writing down my notes. I don't think we've seen everything from them yet, and I also need to see more from them. We've seen in the game against England, they really did struggle, and then we were questioning, is that England maybe looking a little bit better than we expected? But then when France, only because of a mistake, managed to find their previous win against the Korean Republic, maybe France aren't quite firing yet. They will need to be firing here against Spain. So the pressure will start to mount. They know they won't have played well, but ultimately what matters is the points that you get. They have 4 on the board. They'll be looking to make it 7.
Well, you can see at the moment what everyone at home thinks. 67% are going France. Boys, quickly, Harry, you're grimacing at that. Are you not agreeing with the Twitch chat?
I can't call it. When it was 50-50, I was like, you know what? That's exactly right. For my money anyway. If I had to...
Well, hello and welcome back then to Saudi Arabia for the FIFA E-World Cup featuring eFootball. If you're just joining us, well, welcome back. We are about to jump into round 3 from Group A here on the eFootball console side of things, and we've made a substitution on our desk here as well. Wes is out, he's going to be casting. We have Harry's jumped in.
Yeah,
Harry,
quick sub.
welcome. Quick sub, 7 minutes we had to do that, and it was so smooth. Harry, welcome up here.
Thank you.
Casted a couple of matches already. How is it down there, and who has kind of piqued your interest in terms of skills so far?
It's unbelievable. The atmosphere here is amazing. I mean, you can see the setting behind me. It's so great to see all of the nations really feed into that national pride. To answer your question, Korea Republic, I wasn't expecting them to be as tenacious as they have been. Same with the E-Lions, obviously England playing really well, but it's really close here in Group A, it really is.
Nerves down there, can you feel them a bit more? We're quite far away up here. We don't really understand how it's going on down there.
Down there you feel a bit of an energy. I'm not sure if our microphones here on the broadcast are picking them up, but the likes of Indonesia, Malaysia really starting to do chants before the game. You know, they do huddles, they get really loud and energetic, so it adds to the atmosphere. And obviously there's a bit of one-upmanship as well, where, you know, if you hear loud noises, you want to respond with loud noises. So hopefully it gets to a competition of who could be the loudest by the end of today.
And you've obviously done a load of these eFootball competitions, and Wes has as well, and he was talking about just the feeling of it being elevated. In terms of that for you as well, do you feel like this is one of the biggest eFootball events you've ever worked on?
I think so, purely because of the prestige that comes with it. I mean, you see the big nations here, you see these are national federations getting involved. We have 2 of the biggest coming up next.
Yeah, this is probably one of the matches we all marked down, hadn't we, on the schedule today. France taking on Spain. It's a massive one, all European affair here. And then we've got Poland, Korea Republic. Harry was just saying Korea Republic have very much impressed him so far. Malaysia still need to find something. No points yet on the board. They're taking on England, who might think there's an opportunity in that matchup. And then the Netherlands taking on Indonesia as well as your fourth matchup in that round. India, then they sit out of this round. Is that good for a team like India at the moment, just to sit out and go, right, let's try and reset a bit?
Potentially. I mean, they had a not so bad result against Spain, to be honest with you, only losing that 1-2-1. They actually played pretty decently by the looks of things, just beaten by that one goal. So would you like to carry that momentum through? Potentially, but at the same time, for them, it's nice to be able to sit back, take a drink, maybe for some of the players who had 150 heart rate and not a coffee, maybe some water, just to settle it down. But yeah, no, for them, I think they won't be too bothered by it.
Yeah, I do love that heart rate monitor we have as well. Okay, well, I mentioned it's France taking on Spain in this next one. Spain only taking to their second matchup after winning that first one 2-1 over India there. And let's learn a little bit more about La Roja right now.
I'm Miguel, my gamer tag is Mestre, and I'm representing Spain. I mean, I'm just proud, honored to represent my country. As you said, a lot of people have done it before. But let's see, I've done it before in the Euros, but this time it's a World Cup, it's different. I hope we can do a great paper with my teammates, so let's try to do it. I mean, I've got a dream since I'm a child, of course, to be world champion. I mean, it's something I've dreamt when I was a little child and when I began with all of this. So yeah, being world champion would mean everything for me. It's something I'm really trying to achieve from 3-4 years ago, and I couldn't yet. But I think the time will come, and I hope this is the time.
How realistic is it for Team Spain to go all the way over these 4 days, Harry?
Incredibly so. Incredibly so. I mean, you have the captain of Barcelona in Saul, aka the Palmer. He needs to be firing 100% if they are going to achieve, as you said, go all the way and make that a realistic opportunity. But they have the capability. Those who have followed eFootball previous to this tournament will know this is a matchup of eFootball Pro royalty. All four of the players playing in this featured match here for France and Spain have competed many seasons. Some of them have won it multiple times. This is going to be a very fiery match.
Well, Spain got a win in the last round, but how motivated will France be after that 88th minute winner in their second round matchup?
I think they'll be motivated, but I was writing down my notes. I don't think we've seen everything from them yet, and I also need to see more from them. We've seen in the game against England, they really did struggle, and then we were questioning, is that England maybe looking a little bit better than we expected? But then when France, only because of a mistake, managed to find their previous win against the Korean Republic, maybe France aren't quite firing yet. They will need to be firing here against Spain. So the pressure will start to mount. They know they won't have played well, but ultimately what matters is the points that you get. They have 4 on the board. They'll be looking to make it 7.
Well, you can see at the moment what everyone at home thinks. 67% are going France. Boys, quickly, Harry, you're grimacing at that. Are you not agreeing with the Twitch chat?
I can't call it. When it was 50-50, I was like, you know what? That's exactly right. For my money anyway. If I had to tip it one way, to be honest, it would be Spain. So yeah, we'll see who's right.
Well, it's changing all the time. Actually, more in favour of France. Wow. Well, 17% as we jump into the game, saying Spain at the moment. Okay, this is going to be a massive matchup. France taking on Spain with a switch of casters down there calling this for you. It's Wes and Cole.
And here we go. A real battle of the heavyweights as Spain take on France. France, who have been somewhat underperforming so far. But it's always different per game, Wes.
It absolutely is. It can, they can flatter to deceive sometimes, France, but when they are on song, they are one of the best teams on the planet. It just so happens, though, they're also up against another best team on the planet in Spain. This is going to be a heavyweight battle for the ages.
This could well be a preview of our grand finals, perhaps, based just on what we've seen so far, and also, of course, what our more experienced eFootball talent know about this game. Such a depth of knowledge between you guys. And it's a pleasure to be here as well, personally speaking.
Yeah, well, it's a welcome to your first game of eFootball, Cole, and you have got I would say, a heavyweight clash to jump into. If you were ever going to have a game of introduction, this would certainly be it, as Morata tries to make something happen for Spain, but Tchouaméni will clear.
Here we do have more French attack. They go long. There's a chance here for Mbappe. He's sprinting on, but the keeper comes out quickly for Spain. Keeping possession well, though, are France. Spain struggling to get onto the ball. Two players working in tandem. They have plenty of experience playing together, so it's no surprise they have such synergy.
Yeah, I mean, these two have been friends for years, Latvia and Cams, but it's now Spain who are on the attack. Morata with a through ball to Ayoze Perez. Perez has got the right side of it now. Here is Morata in towards Marino. Marino, quick steps, plays it in towards Morata. Morata in on goal. It's a mess in the box, but France come up with the ball, and they have not got away from danger yet.
An absolute tangle there. The sliding tackle took out two different players. Finally, France can get that ball away. Will it lead to a counter-attack? There's a ball there in towards Rodri. So important for both club and country, of course. Perez thought he was onto that one. France desperate just to get this ball away, I think. Just looking at disappointing opening match against England. Will they be more confident?
Football pro for many years as on the test. They have battles both 1v1 in co. Everybody incredible, and that is what Griezmann is on the attack here. Plays it out to Barco in towards Mark. Tries to kick down, gets it to Mbappe. Double. Oh!
Maybe he could have in eFootball. He's going to put that one into the centre. Where does the corner go? Well, there'll be a flick here or a shot on goal. Maybe it's fallen. Oh, almost in there, just past the near post.
Yeah, to explain what you just saw there, that's a play. Is that if you hold, I believe it's R2 or RT, depending on your console at a corner, you can essentially lock the trajectory. So your opponent won't be able to know where it's going. So if you do see somebody aiming for the edge of the box and the ball goes into the middle of it, it's not
back to him. The shot is on, maybe. No, another pass and another pass into the middle. And the shooting to reveal itself. Not this time. France go for the early direct. Spain playing their classic tiki-taka. Pass into the middle. It goes to the wing. Strike.
As the goals go in. To the corner of mine. And offside is called against Alvaro Morata. And that was a close call.
Oh, closer than I thought it was. I said must be offside.
It always is with an eFootball, but just clock the heart rate. 40, the Palmer is sitting at for Spain at the moment. Feeling the pressure. Olmo plays it to Morata. Back to Perez. Up to Morata. To look to shape to shoot. Jose Perez brought down. Nothing given free.
Spain were through. Maybe the shooting chance was there, but wasn't taken to tackle. Marcola sprinting on up above. Mbappe, can he find him? Does he look for him? Instead, to Mbappe it goes. The slide tackle is in. Here's Hernandez. Will he shoot? No, other pass. France waiting for their moment. Searching for the opening. It could be now. Mbappe, he fights to shoot. And
yeah, the goalkeeper scrambling there as well. Manual goalkeeping, Cole, is that you're able to take control of your goalkeeper and manually move them across the goal line. Too early, exposed, and Spain weren't caught sleeping then. And it is 33 minutes gone here. Still France 0, Spain 0. Still 0-0 between Malaysia and England. For Indonesia against the Indonesia.
We go near that well as you were identifying. Sends that one long. One ball to a French player. It's bouncing here. Rodri has been key defensively for Spain so far, intercepting everything that France are trying to throw at him. A little battle here in the far corner. It goes towards Morata. Torres is lingering. The fake shot comes in. Perez is there. Ball goes away from him. Rodri again, though. This is more Spanish pressure, the most consistent and sustained period of pressure I would say that Spain have had.
Yeah, it's in moments like this, Cole, where you look at a game and go, it's either going to be defined by a moment of brilliance or a moment of madness. That's kind of where these types of chess match games really come into the fore. As you see that the heart rates of the French haven't really changed. They're still above 100 beats a minute, but they are themselves feeling the pressure. They know how important this game is to try and get into that top four.
Well, they had a late winner earlier on against South Korea, and we will see how important that is when we do see the final table. France will certainly be expecting to be in there. So will Spain, though. Here's Morata. Tries to force a pass to the centre. I think the ball above him might have been a little bit more simple. Might have made more sense there as we tick towards the end of this cagey first half. And in fact, that is the end of the first half. And it's 0-0, about as expected.
It's as intriguing as it should have been. You can see the stats on your screen there. 57-43 is the possession stat. And crucially, not had a shot on goal as yet. They are looking for that perfect moment. It's normally that kind of 100% chance that these teams will look for. They haven't found one of those moments yet because they are looking for Alvaro Morata in some space. They've not been able to find him.
There's a chance here for Spain. That one's going to go over the top. Ball in. So much space here for France. Mbappe was almost there. He is the key man for France. You can hear around us, other goals are flying in. A massive one has just gone in against England for Malaysia.
Yeah, and we've just got the replays here of the Indonesia goals from that first half as we keep you across them. But you're quite right, Malaysia find themselves a goal ahead against England. And now Spain find themselves on the attack here. Here's Dani Olmo. Across to Mikel Moreno. Rodri looks to build up that tiki-taka style that Spain are known for. They go long this time. It's went back to Rodri. Now Tchouameni's picked it up. There may be a counter-attack opportunity on here as Mbappe looks to try and break down the right, but there's so many red shirts back for Spain.
Yeah, Spain happy to play defensive when the time comes. That's the centre. Mbappe wants to get the ball a lot closer to his own goal than that. He's trying to play in the middle, but he does find the ball through. Barcola, he's through. Can he finally take this chance? He waits, he takes it. Saved, though, at the near post. France remain frustrated.
Yeah, there's that game of brinksmanship between France and Spain there, is that France got a bit of fortune getting the ball here. Needed a little bit of manual goalkeeping, Spain, but you can flick on and off of that, and it really can jar a attacker, because realistically you're trying to figure out who's going to move first, as we see a second goal as we keep an eye on the games around us. A second goal in 30 first half minutes for Malaysia against England, as France look to parry and they look to bury it, and it's Jules Koundé
from the corner. France get their goal. Up they rise from their seats, these players. There's been so much beautiful play. In the end, it was a set piece that was the undoing of Spain. You have to say, on the balance of play, it has been deserved.
It has been coming from France. They got that bit of fortune to get the corner in the first place, might we add. But again, it's that flick on, doesn't quite get dealt with. Mbappe heads it in. There's a couple of ricochets in there, but as we said on the desk, when those moments present themselves, you have to take them. And France, as you kind of rightly said, are S-tier at taking those opportunities.
Let's see what the Spanish can offer. I wonder if this will usher in a change, or if they'll wait a few more minutes before doing so. We'll have to wait and see. For now, Morata is going to take this kickoff. And Spain are going to have to get that ball right back into French territory. It's not a bad flick on there from Morata. Torres was nearly in. That one's back, all the way to the keeper.
Yeah, and we're just going to see the replays of the Malaysia goals, as we'll see. It's good work there by Malaysia. Really good finish as well against England. Again, finally getting themselves on the score sheet. Meanwhile, over between Poland and the Korea Republic. It's good work there. And who else for Poland than Robert Lewandowski is going to tuck that one home and put Poland into the lead as we rejoin proceedings here. Still, France 1, Spain 0.
A couple of lovely finishes from around the place. Some huge goals flying in now, as we are starting to gets the latter end of our second half here. Only 40 minutes gone in some of these games as well, so when this one is done, we'll hopefully have time to go back and check out some of the others. This one remains tentative. Spain have to get hold of this ball. That's better. The pass is up there to Torres. Morata's in the centre. He'd love to pass to him. Instead holds onto the ball, but it's cleared away by France again. Another chance for Spain to release that they did not take, and that's a poor touch. Mbappe is in. Is there a pass for him into the centre? The player's streaming forward. Barcola is there. He's been found in the end. Griezmann was almost there, but it's cleared long. Unless we get it down to Perez, so the game's certainly opening up now.
Yeah, it certainly is. Getting into the latter stages of the game, this is traditionally where you would see substitutions come in. That magic period between 60 and 70 minutes is normally where you see substitutions. But Dani Olmo's made his way down the right-hand side. He flies a ball into the box, and Ferran Torres tries to win the header. Instead, it goes out for a goal kick.
France will take a second. One of these players decided that now is, as you say, where's the time to make some changes?
Yeah, it's always a key moment
inside of it. Now is, as you say, where's the time to make some changes?
Yeah, it's always a key moment in these because, again, tired legs, you want to put maybe some fresh forwards on to pressure tiring defenders. So sometimes it might even be a better idea to replace the spine of your team. That way then you get energy both in defence, attack and in the forward line. As we take a glance over, I believe it's now 3-0 for Indonesia against the Netherlands. As we'll just take a quick look over there.
This is what's going on in the Indonesia versus Netherlands.
Yeah, because we've still got changes coming in for France v Spain, so we're going to give you a little bit more of the footage here from Indonesia, but certainly they seem well in control against the Netherlands. As we just see a whole raft of the games there, we've flicked back into play. Wonderful bit of tech work there by Cole, making sure that we get ourselves back into...
Hey, why are you calling me out?
Hey, look, it's your
people
debut.
wanted to see all four, okay?
In fairness, you did a cracking job there. That was brilliant, because we were able to see all 4 games at once, which, again, within this event and in terms of the stature of it, it's fantastic to have that ability to just jump between games, because, again, as brilliant as this game has been between France versus Spain, there's been goal fest galore in the other games. Track as Nico looks to advance forward for Spain. Camavinga will clear it, and Rodri will win it back. Fabian Ruiz, one of the substitutions, looking for Morata. Camavinga will flick it away. Nico Williams, Fabian Ruiz, Oyarzabal looking for an opportunity. He does find Morata. Can Morata find it into the box? It goes low. Instead, it's cleared away by France, and it almost feels like anywhere will do for France right now.
Yeah, the changes have been good here for Spain. Suddenly they're playing on the front foot, the ball down. It's a chance here maybe, but again, it's just nipped away at the last second. Every time it seems like Spain are about to shoot. In comes a heroic French player. But you're right. Option 1, get rid of the ball. Nothing else matters for the French right now.
Yeah, it certainly beats playing it in the corner, as we've sometimes seen. I believe we've got another goal to show you on the replays, and it is a penalty. It is the penalty that made it 3-0 for Indonesia. A bit of gamesmanship, and Sananta tucks that one away for Indonesia. They are very much in the driver's seat. As I can just cast my eye over, Poland have made it 2-0 for themselves against Korea Republic, so that is a massive result for them. And as we see on the main game here, Ousmane Dembele is broken free. He's up against Vivian. Has he got support? And instead, Nacho finds the clearance and will eventually get it away to Dani Carvajal.
France playing on the counter-attack right now, but Spain have most of the say, despite that chance going against them. There's another one, lovely back heel there to Ruiz. And there's some territory in the right attacking position, but again, just dawdling on the ball. They have to release it, because France are eating these chances up, and there's a long ball over the top. It's going to be a race between the Spanish goalkeeper. I thought it was Mbappe, but it wasn't. Spain go long. Let's get the flick on. Also going to go for a throw-in. Running out of time now, are Spain.
Yeah, it's not in Spain's DNA, both in real football or in virtual football or in eFootball, to go long. It's their tiki-taka style. They are known for it. They are known for that intricate plays. As we are hearing another goal that has gone in and another replay, we're going to see that second goal from Poland against Korea Republic. It's a header down there. Swiderski, Zalewski with a fantastic finish on the edge of the box. But time is ticking away here for Spain, and France are starting to churn out those results. They are starting to just start to turn the page on their story here at the FIFAe World Cup.
After a tricky start, the 0-0 against England, this would be a massive result for France if They can keep hold of their lead for one more minute, plus any extra time, and that's a huge mistake. France are in. Can he put it away? He must be able to. There it is. That's two, and that will be game over.
That's Randall Kolo Muani at his absolute best. It is a predatory strike from France. They took control of the ball. Spain lost control of it. Kolo Muani was there and said, thank you very much, we'll take care of that one. And you saw the body language from Lotfi. 2 arms pushed down, just saying, everybody calm down. We're here, we know what we can do. You might have looked at a draw against England and thought we weren't comfortable. Guess what? We just took 3 points away from Spain. Wonderful result here for France, brilliantly tucked away by Kolo Muani.
It was a clean finish. The manual goalkeeping looked difficult when you're in those one-on-one situations. Kolo Muani isn't going to miss from there. It was composure, it was pace, it was speed of thought, and that certainly is the bow that the French can tie around this game. There's the celebrations, and there is no coming back from this.
There certainly isn't. It'll be 2-0 for Spain unless they can get themselves a consolation goal here. Just having a look around the grounds, it's Malaysia 3, England 0, Indonesia 3, Netherlands 0. Poland still have their 2-0 lead against Korea Republic. I'm sure the desk will have full of thoughts between this game and the other games that have happened, because this one has been an absolute classic between France and Spain.
And France have seemed like the winning side for a long time. Even before their first goal, it did just seem that France were going to be the more likely winners. And that's what they've proven. Just in case you've forgotten how good these players are, there is your reminder.
Certainly wonderful scenes to see. France again have just got their comfort. Paul Lara, who's the mentality coach for Spain, having a chat with his charges. They'll be bitterly disappointed that they just couldn't get on the board against France, but France walk away with the 3 points. They'll be delighted with that. And as we can see for ourselves, we can see that the games are still going on. But the game that we've got focused on right now, Spain just did not have enough to combat the physicality and the skill of the French.
No, it was a clean performance from France. The defending was fantastic. Every time Spain came forward, the French player was in the perfect position, and Spain couldn't figure out a way to deal with that. But to ask them about their game plan, it's Milos.
Yes, friends, indeed, and I'm here with Kams from Team France. I mean, look, we have to talk about this. A slow start to the day with England and a draw, then you beat Korea last few minutes, and now you take down bitter rivals Spain on the other side, 2-0. How does that feel for you?
That feels very good. For us, this was a very important game. First game was very hard because we needed to adapt to the slow gameplay. It's always like this, but we need time to adapt. And then I think we are even better and better. As you can see, in the second game, we managed to score at the end with a strong mental. And in this game, we were very strong and very good in defense. For us, it's the key to be the best today and tomorrow. So we did it. We know that Spain is a top team. They have top players, top European players. So GG to them. But today, I think we were definitely stronger.
I mean, you were fired up the whole time. I love just watching you jumping around, feeling it. Does this mean now you're warmed up and ready to continue?
Definitely, definitely. I think that's the spirit. We're in a good mood. And I think we can do it.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much, Kams, for the interview. Congratulations, Team France. Netherlands versus Indonesia continues.
Well, here we go. Indonesia, 3 goals to the good against the Netherlands. Must have been a huge performance. It seems that every time we've flown over to these guys, Indonesia have just smashed in another goal, and there's a bit of defensive frailty there from Netherlands. Maybe that is what has left Indonesia in.
Well, they are showing exactly why they are reigning Asian Cup champions. They turned up in Qatar in January and they swept the board. They took out everybody. They took out Japan twice. They beat them in the final and in the group stage. They beat all comers, and they are showing here now that their level is unparalleled. You heard their coach saying about the boot camp they've been in for 2 weeks. These guys regularly play 2v2 together. In terms of Elga, who I don't believe we've seen as yet, but Elga is a former world esports champion. They have got caliber and they've got quality, and we've seen throughout this game so far, most definitely from the highlights we've seen, they have been on a tear.
You can see a huge smile on their faces down there in the bottom right there, playing with their food right now. They're actually cheering every time they send this ball long, happy to frustrate the Dutch, who have to lean back in their own chair, and there's not too much they can do about this.
Unfortunately not at this stage, with not the seconds left here. The ball will get cleared, but there's not so much you can do, especially when a ball is being cleared and it's just anywhere will do. You've got 3 points. It's effective. It's another clean sheet for Indonesia.
I think we have to get used to seeing that. The Indonesian badge is looking pretty proud upon them right now. From what we saw there, that looked simple. Was that more simple than we expected?
I think it's a shock because, again, the Netherlands we saw against